Hey, Chi, I just got back from event from South by Southwest. Some exciting thought and opportunity we want to share with the investors.
Sounds great, yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, we all saw what happened yesterday to the stock market. Isn't that scary?
Oh, absolutely. Very
Yeah.
concerning, yeah.
Folks are concerning.
Yeah.
The sky's falling, economy is crashing, a recession is coming. What should they do? What should they invest? Some investors say, oh, well, what are the opportunities? So I'm so excited, actually. People say, why are you excited when the economy is doing this? I said, this is the exact opportunity. I don't want to sound like a bad way, but we've been waiting for this for the patiently last 2 years. Now, you got to hear our point of view on the short-term, mid-term, and long-term horizon on why this is such an exciting time. Short-term, distressed market, right? People say, we have a market so volatile with opportunity out there. We actually have one of the seed project is in a distress sale we got from the bank.
In this market,
In
absolutely.
this market,
Yeah.
right? Let's talk about that. Second, we want to talk about is midterms, right? Technology innovation, you all hear about data center, you all hear about open AI, how Oracle, how everybody's spending how many billion, 500 billion on the data center, right? So the third thing we want to go over is more of a longer term, a 10-year horizon. We actually sitting in the one of the best epic center of the next 10-year development or real estate opportunity. It's called Texas and Mexico, the entire corridor. I call that the new Silk Road.
Yeah, the new Silk Road.
New Silk Road. So we can explain to you those three from a short-term distress opportunity, mid-term technology-driven, AI-driven type of opportunity, and long-term corridor and geographic location opportunity.
Yeah. So Lynn, what's actually driving this idea, this big, large thematic shift? What do you think are the factors at play globally right now that are moving us in this direction?
Well, elephants in the room. You saw what happened yesterday with the stock market. You saw people's confidence with the economy because the trade war is happening. Regardless we like it or not, it's here. So the global tariff and putting the trade war between countries, continents, it's happening. So what that does is things are going to get more expensive. If you're shipping from China to different country, to Mexico, to Canada, to anywhere to consumer, going to get expensive.
So we have these continental shifts affecting economic structures across the world.
Absolutely. So we start seeing more trend. Actually, it started a couple of years ago. We see more and more. Even the trade war going to get worse. So what's happening is the factories, doesn't matter where they are in the globe, they're going to try to locate either Mexico or in America. The factory will bring into this country
To feed this market.
To feed this market, right? That's the most economic way.
Yeah.
AI, robotic, going to reduce the dependency to skilled labor. You see a lot of factory, the dark factory, right? You see that?
Yeah.
Right?
2 employees, right? in the whole
employees.
factory. Yeah.
Why? Because robotic technology, AI technology, you don't really need thousands of the workers be there do the do the manufacturing manually. So we see the global trends. Now, why do I see Austin, San Antonio, Laredo, and Monterey? Because this entire corridor already have the most number of Fortune 500 companies compared to in California. So you talk about the Fortune 500
Yeah,
companies.
they're here. Yeah.
They're here. Okay, they have the highest amount of a company here. And also, to take a look at the global factory actually shifting from Asian country to Mexico. We saw that, right? You see how Monterey is being exploding.
Yeah.
We see how Laredo is become a center of distribution, warehousing. And so for the goods coming from Mexico to U.S., there's three ways: California, middle of Arizona, and Texas.
This is the trade route.
This is the trade route.
Now, here's the elephant in the room, right? We know Austin prices have been falling. We know Austin population just stopped growing in the last year. There's some definite economic uncertainty. What is giving us confidence that in the long run, these macro factors are actually going to be driving growth for our investments at Real International?
Well, because there's the needs. When companies setting up the factory, we already seen that happen with the auto industry, the solar industry, and the semiconductor industry. We've seen that with many industries, right? So they got to land it somewhere. So what do you think?
Yeah, no, that's
What's your point of
absolutely
view?
fantastic. Well, the idea is that are over different horizons, we see the investments that we're making and the benefits or the strategy of the fund operating at three different levels, right? So as you discussed, in the short term, there's a tremendous amount of volatility. The ground is shaking under us, right, with trade tariffs and competition and all of those types of factors at play. In the short run, we see distress, and that's where we're really focusing our energy, right?
Right.
Like our upcoming investment in a distressed project and a couple more distressed projects to come in the future that we're actively engaging on. This is the time of distress and the volatility, and this is where we lock in pricing at low basis. This is our goal.
So that
Right.
reduce our risk. So when we say, people say, I invest in a flex fund, when I see the distressed property in there, you got it below market value, you create an opportunity, people feel better.
Definitely.
Comfortable, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where seeding investments because of this environment with some distressed investments that we believe will be great plays. But then to top that at the next level, at the next horizon, is effectively these thematic growth drivers, right? AI, technology, and still various pockets of Austin are still growing very rapidly. North Austin, Kyle Buda, out to Bastrop, there's still many pockets that are actually experiencing a lot of growth. So that's over the next few years, that's the second level of driver, which is why we have our Crystal Falls project, our GT48 project, which drive industrial, office, residential growth in various pockets that we believe in. But then the long-term driver is really this long-term trade shifting and the continental economics changing for growth, particularly from Canada all the way down to through Mexico, through I-35, of which we participate very actively in Austin, San Antonio, all the way down to Laredo and Monterey, right? So we see that growth. That's the long-term driver for the fund.
Yeah, so I just came out of one of the South by South event. There are investors, the VC investor, and also real estate investors asking, there's so much volatility out there, right? But there's one thing people like to focus on is the land. It's an asset. It's a solid holding asset because once you have the short-term, mid-term objective met, then you look for the long-term vision. You will say, well, you have some capital. Where you want to put them at? Do you want to put them in the market, volatile market, or you'd rather put them into a below market asset, get a value, or then think about long-term projection. So the criteria I use have two. First, how do we take advantage of the opportunity, the midterms? Need to be on the path of growth. Okay, if you just randomly pick a location, you don't see the growth, why would you do that? So it has to be path of growth. Then you say it's a path of growth. We have to, in the fund, we have to have one criteria. We got to see what's a cycle. People can't put the money in
Is it
for 10,
actionable?
20.
Can we drive the value now, right? Through our asset management and execution.
So the way
Can we do it now?
The way I look at it, it's gonna come at wave. The one we invest when we come is catching that wave. If you tell me wait 20 years catch a wave, too late. So this wave we're telling you is a global geographic economic change of the factory, actually manufacturing coming this way. It's coming now. For the site we're looking at for the project, what's the zoning entitlement? How soon can we get our utilities? If we're gonna have to wait 10 years, forget it. If I see I spend $3 million, I can run all the utility line. My offsite costs have a certain range, and I get zoning entitlement in a year.
Actionable.
I can start construction. Like you can run the pro forma, tell investor, oh that's a goal. Otherwise, too far long way. We're not gonna do so. And the second thing we have our criteria is, are we buying at a value? That to reduce risk. If you buy below market value, now you wait for the market to turn to come back, catch up.
Absolutely.
Then you just reduce your
And we always say, right, when you buy at the right basis, at the right price, all the other factors come into play, right? Your price per foot, your cash on cash, your IRRs, your ultimate multiples, all of those factors come right in line when we buy at the right basis, right? At the right price.
Right. So in the event, that's a big takeaway because I talk with a lot with the investment institution company, family office. They resonate that idea. And the second point is really amazed to me. Everyone is talking. I was so excited. That's what I want to share
Yeah.
today was they asked me same question. Do you think there's deal out there, or do you think there's too much money out there? What's the answer?
I think there's too much money. It's
Exactly.
really the money. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's amazed me amount of the interest, amazed me amount of interest. Everybody's just focused on those. So I feel excited because we are focused on the three things everybody, the big check writer, institution money is looking for.
Yeah.
On the opposite, when people read the news yesterday, when they see SP 500, Dow Jones, the worst day ever, the retail investor, people who are nervous, gonna say, "Oh, I stay away from the market." Actually, the people who are writing bigger checks, institutional investors, are looking exactly for the opportunity.
Now's the opportunity. Like Buffett, right? He's up to 300 billion in cash or something like that, waiting now for this opportunity, right? For the discounts, for the volatility, for the distress to finally hit
Right.
in order to make those big investments.
Right.
Now it's happening.
But getting the distress opportunity would take amount of expertise and also exposure to the market and also amount of capital able to catch that opportunity. That's why the fund is the best vehicle to do that. You would do one-off, two-off project, it's not going to work,
Yeah.
right? The
Systematic now, right?
Systematic.
Large systematic investments.
Right. So the people love to participate. People don't have to have a $10 million, $20 million check to do that.
Yeah.
They don't have to have $100 million to do that. We will be able to give the retail investor, give our family office, give our investor this opportunity to participate in that. Right. The secondly, talk about technology. We just had one conversation. You and I went to the meeting about the data center site.
Yeah.
Looks so good, right?
Right.
Everything's good. We invest in 15 million. We will double our money by September. Isn't that right? Yeah, we thought,
That's the
sounds
projection.
good.
Yeah.
But why didn't we do it?
It's the risk of the play, right?
Risk of play. Everyone's thinking, why not? It's a data center, 15 million investment. You would double the money in a few months because of risk. The same deal. It's among 1 out of 100 on the Fantastic Seven's desk. How do I know that deal is going to get through? How do I know that deal is not going to get through?
Yeah.
So we're still underwriting the deal, right?
Comes down to certainty of execution.
Execution.
Right? When we can assure the path to value, certainty of execution, that's when we make the trade.
Right.
That's when we buy the deal.
And when we talk about long-term growth and long-term projection of the new Silk Road, that people are excited with the opportunity because this is generational wealth. And people will say, I throw the money, I throw the dot on the wall, let's see which one stick. But you do know if you strategically place that in this location, you will catch the next wave.
The large wave.
Large wave. We actively seeking opportunity. We actively working on deal underwriting. As a matter of today, we got many meetings talk about different projects. So things are changing rapidly. And everyone, just like you listening, looking for opportunities, contact us. Share your idea with us. We'd be happy to talk to you more in depth about what you're looking for, what you're concerned, and a lot more detail than we can show you.
Long
We're
horizon.
excited.
Great.
I hope
Yeah,
our investors are
absolutely.
excited too.
Yeah, we see a lot of opportunity going forward, and we hope you'll join us on it.
Absolutely. Great.
Okay.